to like, to subscribe. Frankie Diamonds TV. Once at it again. So one of my biggest issues with the NCAA has always been they don't pay these athletes. And people say, well, they go to college, they get an education. That's what they get paid for. Look, there's nothing that you're gonna go to school for that's gonna pay you $70 million a year if that's what you're doing professionally as an athlete. If you're a basketball player, so cut it out. You know, most people who go to these colleges, these kids don't go to Duke because they want an education. They're going there because they want to play at the program. They want to be coached by Coach K, and they want to, get scouted and go pro. Let's be for real. I mean, I could take it even deeper. I would say 60% of people who go to college are not even there the first few years to get an education. They're there for everything but that. But California's governor, they just signed this bill on LeBron's show, The Shop, where Governor Gavin Newsom, they just decided that they're going to make it so that these kids can get paid off of endorsement deals. And I think this is huge. It's a big step. It's not going to be effective until January 2023. You got 3 years from now, but NCAA is fighting back already. They say it's unconstitutional. The NCAA has always been a slave system to me. And I hope that this is a big step in these kids getting paid. And like LeBron says, and quote, me and my mom, we didn't have anything. We wouldn't have been able to benefit from it at all. And that was one of the reasons why he went straight pro. He never went to college. Kobe didn't either. And that's kind of been an issue over the years. There's a lot of guys who were good enough to go pro, they go straight pro. Or they play 1 year in college or two maybe, and then they go straight to the league. Like Zion this year. 1 year, done. One and done. A lot of one and dones. And can you blame him? Playing a sport and wanting to be compensated for it, and it doesn't make you a bad person, but you want to be paid, and I just don't like the way that they do these kids. They make so much money off these kids, these fucking college teams. I mean, just last year alone, the NCAA made $14 billion. That's crazy. And what did these kids make? Like I remember they had the biggest game of the year. This is the game where Zion's shoe blew up. The Duke versus Carolina game actually was earlier this year, but last season, and the tickets were basically the same prices as the Super Bowl tickets that had the Rams and the Patriots. The tickets were at one point $1,200 for an amateur basketball game. We're talking amateur basketball game, and they had Jay-Z there and Obama and all these stars, and they're making a killing, and these kids ain't getting paid a dime. It's garbage, okay? And this is why I've never really fucked with college sports. Yeah, it's entertaining and it's all that, but I just don't like the principles that the NCAA has. And, and then, quote, California State University, Long Beach athletic director Andy Fee worries that the law can redefine college sports. And he says, do we create a new world that essentially blows up amateurism as we know it? And, maybe it will. Maybe some kids will stay in college longer if they can get paid for it. And some of these kids truthfully need to stay in college longer than 1 year because they don't really fully develop their game. And then they go to the NBA and they suck. Hopefully that's not the case for Zion Williamson, but he did a one and done too. So this was big. Shout out to LeBron for having this done on his show. This is coming from a guy who didn't even go to college, but he understands, and that was the reason why he skipped it, because it's like, yo, why am I going to play for free and I could get paid to get to play, So this has been an issue the NCAA has had for years to me. Like, you got to pay these kids. I mean, you're making way too much money off of these kids back. You're talking 100%. This is free labor here, This is some slave shit. And they've been getting away with this for a while. So, like I say, they're going to continue to fight. But that's one state, California, they got a long way to go. I don't know if any other states are going to join in. Of course, the South is probably going to be dead last. But it's a step, because let's be honest, in the NCAA, the two sports that dominate, that generate the most money is basketball and football. And we know those are sports that are dominated by young black men and women. Let's be for real. And it translates to the pros. The NBA and the NFL, over 70% black. We got our people out here training, working hard day and night to be the best athletes they can be. And when they're in college, they're not getting compensated for it. So it's crazy. And then when they get to the league, I can't blame them for taking the biggest deal. Especially when you played in college and you didn't get shit. I mean, look at the way they did Reggie Bush a few years ago. Took his Heisman. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Just crazy. Even Zion Williamson, him and his mom got sued recently for taking money from. I mean, it's crazy. So, shout out to LeBron for getting this done. This is definitely a step in the right direction. Fuck the NCAA, and that's how I feel about this shit, man. I'm out.